Hello, 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 people. Welcome to Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is DWTT. Sorry, I was running a little late there. It's the end of the year, and I'm still finishing up some stuff. Didn't really finish it up, so I'll kind of be multitasking here for a little bit. But I'm here. I'm here. The guys should be here, or at least they think they should. We've got Anthony Herbert says, "Hello, Gary." Bye, Gary. Yes, thanks for that. He likes to come and go really quick, and I did say, yeah, I did say come and go quickly. Yeah, we didn't have our show yesterday because I thought, I'll be able to try to get all my stuff done and then come in and do the show today, and what you call it, and then we'll be good. And then, of course, things I forgot all the plans I had for today. That threw me back. I still didn't have enough time in the day to get things going, but I'm here. So I'm gonna make sure that those everybody who can join will join us here um, for the show. Oh man, I'll put the link out for those who might want to join us. But good day for Arsenal. Well, good day in the sense of results. And you know me, I am a performance or results person. That's how I like to watch my football. Um, and but I'll take it. Yeah, if somebody told you Arsenal wouldn't score a goal in 2 games but win both of them, you'll say, "I guess I'll take it." But that's what happened. We have not scored a goal in 2 tries, and we won 2 games. So we're taking that. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And as you can see, Mr. Tom does not agree with me being late. He says, utter woke. I don't even know. He just keeps using this word woke. He doesn't know what it means. He doesn't know what it means. Utter woke nonsense. What? He doesn't even know what he means by that. We got Tyrell Gunner TV in the house. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, click on my man's channel and check him out. We should have never went to penalties, and Arsenal should have killed off the game in the first half. I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, you know how many times you're going to say that this season, and how many times we've said that this season, right? I think if you look at a lot of our games, even the ones that we've won, you probably would have said it would have been a lot easier for us. We probably would have rested a lot of players if we just could shoot the damn ball. Supposedly we brought in a striker for that, but then when we do, he doesn't get those opportunities. So what's up with that, right? What is up with that? Everybody saying hello back and forth. I've never said woke in my life, Gary, making it sound like I say it all the time. You say it a lot now because you just said it like a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, actually, to be precise. And I've seen you say, maybe you haven't said it, but you keep damn writing it like you think it's a good time. You don't even know. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? What is this woke stuff, anyways? What is this woke stuff? All right, so I am. What am I doing here? Oh, I need to. I am just a second. I am trying to do too many things at once. All right, there we go. I will finish that up a little bit when the guys come and I have a little bit of time. But since we're all here, we will continue on. We can talk about the game today. I was going to talk about both games, but seeing how I don't have any of the guys here with me, we'll just chat about whatever you want. And I guess the last game we'll do that, and then I'll let those guys talk when they come in. Talk about the last game. I'd like to go back to the first game as well. Arsenal. Arsenal. What are you gonna say about Arsenal? Yuck, right? Last 2 games, yuck, and I think Defensively, we are solid. Teams aren't really getting chances against us, but we're able to get through games. I have to look at now. I'm getting all my games mixed up. So how did the last game go? Because we won that one, right? Played Everton. Yeah, we won 1-0. I think. Oh wait, we actually scored in that game. Oh, he's called from the spot, right? That so basically in the last 3 games we've scored 1 goal, none of them from open play. So and none of them by our, the ones that we did that were scored in the open play weren't scored by us, and so uh, yeah, we got a problem with the scoring part. Got a problem with the scoring part. Hello, Mr. Herbert, and anyone who supports Gary and his nonsense. Gary and his it's you and your nonsense. Gary, the fact that I bring you on means I'm bringing on the nonsense. I am not nonsense. How did Crystal Palace get on in the past week? Yeah, that's the problem, right? They struggled. I think they lost their previous game, if I recall. So the fact that we struggled with them. Let's see, this weekend, Crystal Palace. What did they do? What did they do? Crystal Palace. Oh yes, you know why. Oh, that's why you're asking the question. Somehow, and this is what's disappointing, and this is really what's disappointing. Somehow, Leeds were able to score 4 goals on this team, right? And today, they were able to score a goal on us, which is, the fact that we couldn't score 2 goals on them is disappointing, much less the 4 that Leeds did. So, I don't know. Something's going on there. And, Arteta keeps saying he needs to work on that scoring, and we keep seeming to getting worse, right? In 3 games, we've had our opponents have scored more goals for us than they have for themselves. Not good. Not good. Mr. Tom says, I can see my crystal ball. Spencer will say, on to the next one, and Gary won't be happy, despite being top of 2 tables. Well, that's the thing, right? I did send the link. I sent it after I started the show, so you should have it now. Did you check? It is in there. I put it in the trip. Yeah, it's there. I see it. Tell me if it doesn't work, because I did pull it. I just pulled it from this show, so it should work. Spot. What do you want to get on a show to talk about football and then talk about something that's going to happen in the future that you have no clue about? What about we talk about the thing we just saw? That doesn't make any sense. That's like Mr. Tom doing wrestling about something that might happen in the future. He has no clue what's going to happen. He talks about the past all the damn time. He even goes back decades to find stuff to talk about. And I can't even go back a week because we need to move on. I'm not moving on. We're talking about football. We're talking about what just happened. Okay, why are you not sending? I sent the link. I sent it late. That's the thing. Got BS Gunner in the house. Thanks for joining. And so you know what? I'll copy the link and I'll send it to Spencer in what's that thing called? The WhatsApp, right? Oh, yeah. See if it makes it there. See if that helps him. All right. Boom. Oops. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to. What am I doing here? Sorry, people. Boom. So I sent it there. So he's got it. He should be good to go now. And I will. I low key. Yeah, I did send it. I'm looking at the trip. Yeah, and you're in that group, right? Yeah, I think you're in that group. So it's been sent. I sent it twice. I put it in the chat around 7:31, and the reason why that might seem late, it isn't, because I hadn't even started the show until 2 minutes later. So yeah, he's got it now, folks. So he should be in. Yeah. And do we even want to hear what he has to say, anyways? He wants to talk about the next game, right? He doesn't want to talk about what just happened, right? Remember that? So whatever. I say we talk about what just happened, and then we'll go back and talk a little bit about the first game. Just crap. Didn't enjoy it. Well, I did enjoy the results, but it was hard to watch, right? It was really stressful watching that game. Going, hello, we're doing everything we can to actually put ourselves in positions to score, and we can't. And we have players supposedly that can do that, and they're not on the pitch. So let me say hi to a couple more people who have joined us. What a thrilling match. Ugh, I don't know about thrilling. I don't think that's what I would say. Got Brenny in the house. Thanks for joining us, Brenny. It's weird though. I sent it both to the uh, Twitter and now WhatsApp, so you should have it, Spencer. So check it out. You're still buzzing. I'm still buzzing from what? Oh, the penalty kicks. Yeah, Gary is just not happy when I see his bullying. Coco beware. I don't know what that means. Anybody know what that means? Brenny saying hi to everybody in the chat. Boy Tendio is in the house. Says, we won. Yeah, we're taking a win. Taking a win. We can talk about it, right? Right? We're gonna talk about it. Everybody, let's do that. All right, I think I put all the chats up. I'm caught up there. So, I think. Let's see. I did send it. Let's see. Spencer should have it. I should have everybody joining me now. Let's see. Until now. He says until now. So he's not even ready to come on, and he's complaining. Right? He said until now, which means he got it, but he's not even here. Oh, what a night! Yes. So I watched that. Well, let's just say this. So you check out the lineup, and I got things to say about the lineup, right? I don't like the midfield. I really don't like I don't think it helps us, and I think we get these types of games when we have a midfield like that. Norgard, Moreno in the midfield for me, I don't think it works. Eze, I think, doesn't really get to work as the way he would like in a situation where he's got those, Norgard and Moreno there. I don't think it works. Not in a game like this either. Right. So for me, I think we had a lot of creation there, so that's not the problem. But I just think Eze couldn't really get in the game. I don't even know, did he actually take a shot? Um, he took one shot. Yeah, and I think he's been one of our top shooters in games. He only had one shot, and he played 67 minutes. So I think he wasn't able to not only create. Did he create anything? Let's see. Let's see what he did. Let's see creation, attack, any creation. Nothing created. He didn't create anything. So yeah, I had two crosses, accurate crosses. One block shot. So he didn't say anything about his creation. So chances created. He created two. So he did, but I just kind of felt like it didn't seem didn't seem like a cool game for him, or it didn't seem like one. Ton of NBA games on tonight. But you're here with me, right? Screw those games. As Michael Jordan said, them kids, right? You got Ray in the house. Merry Christmas, Gary, and all. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to everybody. Yes. Is Kepper horrible on penalties, or were Palace well prepared for penalties? I just think, if you noticed, and it looked like, when I was watching it, he was guessing wrong every time. And he guessed wrong, I think, a little too early sometimes, right? So, basically, he was jumping. He would step to the right, and they would kick left. They would kick behind him essentially. So he would kind of give it away. I think if he just lifted his foot up, they would kick, and he probably might be able to stretch out and get a fingertip on it. But he just was going. He doesn't probably get to the last one if he tries to trick the kicker anyway. So I think he figured at some point somebody's going to go where I want to go, and so there you go. We'll take that. Interesting enough, the player who missed Lacroix is a player that actually gave us the lead. So I guess the ball don't lie, right? The ball don't lie, as they say. Yes. So yeah. Norgard was solid today. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I mean, I kind of felt like Norgard. Everybody said Norgard looked good. I don't know what they said about Moreno, but I kind of felt like Moreno and Norgard, for me, kind of hurt us in the sense that I think we couldn't score at home, and we didn't even score one goal against them. So I think, and I think some of that would be on our finishing, which was terrible. But I felt like 25 shots, 7 on target. I guess some people will say that's enough. That's on the players then, right? Arteta put in a scheme that got us there, and the players didn't finish. And maybe do we blame the players and just say Arteta got it right? right? Martinelli was having a day. He was having a day. The rotation in midfield had to be done. It was only 1 day rest, and the Rice Subi pairing have the most minutes together of all pairings this season. Surely, yeah. No, I get that. I kind of felt like we needed to go one of two ways. I don't know what Moreno gives us in the midfield. Like, is it more attacking? Is it more defense? Not necessarily more than what we used to have with Rice and Zubimendi, but what does he give us in the midfield? That what should be our so what we saw today is what would that we're expecting? I don't know. I just didn't like it. It probably worked fine because we did get the opportunities, but I kind of still didn't like it. You know, Calafiori had to play as a center back. I mean, we got versatile players, right? So yeah. So I get the resting part. I just maybe I wanted a different midfield. Um, I don't think Norgard's ready to play by himself, and that's probably what Arteta was thinking. Because I would have liked to see Nweri in the midfield, right? But I guess that now you've got two attacking players, and maybe we leave ourselves bare there. But I kind of felt like, you know, they were. I don't think they were going to get much out of us anyways. But that's me thinking. That game was stressful. I don't mind Norgard, but not with Moreno. I feel for Ethan. He must have told Arteta. He must have told Arteta about himself. Yeah, they re-signed him for a reason. I don't think Bert is. Is that it's not for money reasons, right? I think it is football reasons. Um, I think for me, the reason why he doesn't get as much football is because our attacking wise, whatever we're doing isn't working. So we are putting it in a situation where he doesn't get to play much because all the games are tight, or close, right? So I think that's probably the more the problem than it is that there's no games for him. But before I continue, we are two now and joining the part two. Spencer, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Gary. On to the next one, baby.
Oh,
On
shut,
to the semifinals. Heck yeah, baby.
no, shut up. You don't believe what you're saying there,
I do
anyways.
believe what I'm saying.
No, you don't.
What am I
Right.
supposed to feel? Upset?
No, no, we're not upset. Can we just talk about the game we just saw, the last two games that just happened? That's why we
Sure. But
push
I'm
the show
excited,
out,
man.
right?
I'm
No, no, no.
excited.
So
I'm happy.
there's two ways to go about it. Yeah, we're excited, but there's also right the let's talk. We can talk about the game, right? Oh,
Sorry.
wow. Somebody came to the house.
Sorry about that.
All right. All right. It's 12:44. Mr. Tom says he's going to sleep. Have a good night and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Yes to you, sir, too. I know. I think Mr. Tom will be on Christmas Day. I don't know what he's doing, if he's doing wrestling or what, but check him out. I believe he will be on. So check that out. We should have walked that game. Palace standards have slipped slightly recently. A Saliba needless foul late for a free kick. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? We depend on our defense, and so far in two games that we've given up goals late in games. I see we've given up. As somebody was saying, we've given up 4 goals after 80 minutes. Off the 10 that we've given up this year, or is it maybe 11? Right? Because I think we're 10 in the league, and this might be the first time we give up a goal in the cup, right? So yeah, we're giving up at least four in the last 10 minutes of games, and you think with our defense we wouldn't do that, but we're doing it. We're doing it. So yeah, no. As Ryan said, Ryan Ray says here, we should have walked this game. I don't know, based on the football, but that I'm seeing, I don't think we're walking anybody right now. Spencer, are you there?
Yeah.
Dog's
Well,
barking.
no, we're not at the moment, but no, well, that's about as good as the performances you're going to get without putting the ball in the back of the net that first half. Period. That was really good. Martinelli was good. Jesus was good. Madueke was good. I think we controlled the pace of everything pretty well in the first half. I mean, let's be real. There was a moment there, even Timber. I mean, this second half. I did say this one comment. It's like Arsenal players would literally fall out of a boat right now and not hit water. But that first half was really good. And I just kept thinking, I was like, man, this is a perfect game where you could have, if you'd have had Yorkers out there, some of those crosses, man. Like Martinelli had the left back or the right back for Palace in his pocket all night. So bad that he had to do a pretty nasty foul on him to kind of slow him down. But I mean, again, like if this was like the Wolves game where you kind of eked it out, I still don't feel like we eked it out because like there were so many opportunities, so many shots. I mean, we are waiting for the ball to start dropping in the back of the net, but I don't know, man. It's like Yorkeres. If you put him in there and he plays that first half and he gets 4 or 5 of those opportunities and misses them, then you can feel some kind of way. But we're not getting the same kind of service when Yorkeres is out there. I thought Eze was really good tonight. I thought Eze was on point. There's a lot of players I want to praise for tonight. Like really, like especially that first half. I thought Eze was a control of the middle of the park very well. I thought we did well without Rice. I thought Nogard had a good game. Calafiori played good at the center back position. Skelly looked really good tonight. I was really happy with Miles Lewis Skelly. I'm trying to think who else played really well as far as the eye test. I still think Jesus was good. I'm not dogging him and saying he was bad. We know what you're going to get out of Jesus. I don't think what Jesus legitimately gets in his head. This is my critique of Jesus. When Jesus wants to score, Jesus will become the ultimate ball hog when he doesn't need to be. He does that. And that's my only critique of him at times is that I think sometimes he should be looking for the other pass. I know you want your striker to put the ball in the back of the net. Like, some of those opportunities, you're like, man, pass the ball to someone else. But I don't know. Do you agree Eze was good? I mean, I mean, am I lying to myself about Eze? I thought he was decent.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the game. Maybe I didn't get as much of a good look at it as you did. I didn't feel like Eze had that good of a game for me. I mean, he only got off the one shot, and I know when he's having a good day, he's usually getting off 2 to 3 easy. He's usually one of our top. He's usually one of our top shooters in games that he's played, right? So I didn't think he played that well. You might be right about as far you in terms of the control. The guys up front were getting a lot of shots. So for me, I would like, and they weren't clicking and they weren't scoring and they weren't putting in the net. I know if he was involved in a game like that where he's getting 2 to 3 shots in a game, I like to think a lot of them will be on target. Yeah. I don't think he had a shot on target, because he only had the one. So for me, I didn't think it required him to do a lot more work. And like I said, like you said, if you had Yorkeres in there, would look different? It probably would have looked different, but we would have got the same amount of opportunities. 25. I hope so, but I don't know,
man. I think Eze's the reason he got that many like opportunities because he was controlling the middle of the park, making those passes to Martinelli, making Martinelli put that ball somewhere on target. I mean, that's my opinion of when I see Eze out there. I don't care about the shots. I need you to create for me. That's what I'm looking at Eze, and that's why I'm praising him today because I feel like he created a lot. I need to look here for exact. I just want to see how many chances created he had. But that's what stuck out to me. Him and Moreno.
He created 2 chances.
Yeah. And him and Moreno really, I thought, did really good today. Again, it's a cup tie. It's Crystal Palace. Where are they at in the league? I know they have been they got pumped the last 2 games they played, but in the league that is. But I don't know, man. Like we're getting results still. I thought this is a good. Again, like when we always talk about performance versus results. This to me was a good performance, and the reason why is the ball was being put on target. We were constantly getting shots off. Like we were making opportunities, we just weren't putting them away. A bad performance to me is Wolves, where you did 60 minutes of, well, let's just caress this ball and let's see if maybe we make this pass over here. Oh, we're going to reset it. Whereas today it felt more direct, more desperate, more. Again, like it didn't result in anything. Again, you're on to the semifinals in a favorable matchup, but I could take away from that felt like, is there concern that the ball's not going in the back of the net? Yes. Crisis level on it, I don't know if there's a massive crisis level, but Did we see an improvement from Wolves and Everton? Yes. Is that player driven? I don't know. Is it matchup driven? Possibly.
I
I feel like
believe it's
we've
more.
played
I think
better
it's
in the
more.
middle week.
I like this. I think it's more matchup difference than it is that yes, we are playing better because we think about it. They were missing a lot of players. We dropped 8 players out of our start from the previous game. So we're playing with our squad players. They are forced to play with probably more players than they
Mhm.
wanted to. I mean, that's the thing that I keep hearing. They're missing 3 players. We didn't play 8 of our players. We didn't. It's not
Yeah.
because we had. To, it's not because we wanted to. It's because we wanted. It's not, we decided. It's not that we were forced to. It's that we were resting our players. Right. We could have played them, but we didn't. I mean, I guess here's the thing. I guess I'm torn a little bit because like you said, the performance was really good up until the final kick, and that's out till the final kick, meaning the shot on target, shot on goal, all of that, everything was good because it got us in that position. Right, everything we did got us in that position. They didn't have a shot. I think they had 3 or 4 shots in the first half, none on target. Right, they got their first shot on target late in the game. Right, at the death, essentially. That's the one shot they had on target, and that in itself is disappointing because we're not running through the tape defensively. And it's not just the first time. We've done it multiple. We've done it multiple times this year, but performance wise, if I'm going to look at it and be true to myself, the performance was great up until the last touch. Really good up to the last touch because we put ourselves in really good situations. Those that were shooting didn't really bother the goalkeeper because not most times when a shot was on target, the goalkeeper didn't even move. So I think when you're shooting and the goalkeeper never moves, it's very easy to save the ball. I mean, like barely ever did he have to stretch to get a ball and tip it out. I don't think he ever did that because of every ball right at him, and that might be because of the way they play defense. They only gave us certain spots and we took it. But I felt like gotta make the goalkeeper move a little bit, right? You know,
Yeah, Madueke had a shot that he took, I think it was a second to get the touch. Then he put it directly to the keeper, and it was just like, that's it. There was there was absolutely some quality of shots that left to be. I mean, again, you got to give the keeper for Crystal Palace 100% credit today. He was
how
spot
many
on.
times do we say that? But we've said that about
It's
every
accurate.
goalkeeper.
That
Every goalkeeper.
Benitez
It can't
save.
just. It can't be every goalkeeper we play has the best day because every game you could say
Gary,
exactly what you just said.
if you're not going to give Benitez credit for today, then you're not being truthful to the
No,
game.
no. What I'm saying is we are creating this
I'm not creating. I'm not
story.
creating. No, it's not an
No, no.
excuse.
We are Arsenal, my
Well, I'm not.
team.
No, Gary, you and I are not making this excuse. Benitez' save on Jesus on that header was a really good save. He put that about as good as you wanted to. It was right at the corner, like it was right there.
That
That was
was
a
the
great
one.
save
That
by him.
was the one save he made, right? And then he had
They
to,
were they were
and then he
praising him
covered up.
on the
Then he covered
broadcast
up
too.
on no, no. Then he covered up on the second one with Calafiori couldn't get it, couldn't chip it up in the air, and it went, basically had it smothered. But the other shots, you're talking about one sequence of play, and I'm talking about the other 5 shots that we had on target. Nah, they
I
didn't.
mean,
eh.
hey, look, the commentators were giving him praise,
No, no, no.
and I
Like I said, I'm telling you that you could say those comments have been said about many a goalkeeper that we played against, and
Pickford
many,
didn't have a good game last
right?
Saturday, as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned. That Benitez guy, I don't know where he's
How
from.
many shots did Pickford have to save?
Probably 4. Was that it? Is that the data from last week? Maybe 4.
Yeah, like I said, I think
Hmm.
the goalkeepers are always making those stops, right? That's the thing I'm going to say. They're always making those stops, and that's we're not really. I think we would. I mean, we have to do better. And this is with our starters too. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. He was relentless today. We'll save that. We'll talk about Jesus in a little bit. Let's say go through this chat and we'll finish up. Yep. It says, me and Sam will be live on Christmas Day. So check out the show, 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast over here where I live. And where Spencer and I live on this side of the country. Um, all right. Now, like I said, we'll go through all these chat and we'll figure out how we want to go. Arteta won't trust Nweri in midfield for that type of game because he's too small. I He played a lot last year, and I don't think him being small meant he couldn't play because he did that against Brighton. He came in against Brighton late in the game, so I don't think so. He came in, against City. I mean, he played many a game last year. I don't think him being small is the problem. I don't think I think that's an excuse you're making why he doesn't play. I think Arteta doesn't trust him is the real truth. I don't think it's because he's small. He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be. I don't think he would be on this team if he was too small. I'm happy with it with Jesus tonight. With Jesus tonight, would Yokers have been given the passes, the crosses that Jesus received? I think what I you know what here's what I know about sport. I played a lot of basketball pickup, right? Sometimes the guy that gets the ball and gets all the shots is the guy that's running like crazy up and down the court and stuff like that. He sucks. He can't score, but he's working, right? And for some reason that makes it look like he's doing a lot of work, so he gets a lot of the touches and he gets a lot of the opportunities. But the guy who doesn't do all this extra work, for example, doesn't get the ball as much, but he's probably the better shooter, When he does get a chance, he hits it. And then people go, damn, we should get the ball to him more. But then they go back to giving the ball to the guy who's the flashy guy who fits in with whatever system they're running in pickup, right? And I think that's kind of how it looks like to me with Jesus. I think he comes back, supports the midfield, and then he gets up. So then he's moving. So you see him. Whereas I believe Gyökeres is waiting, like that shark waiting for the prey to make a mistake. And we aren't looking for that. We aren't looking for that enough, I think. He needs to do a little bit of work on himself, right? I'm not gonna say it's all on him. It's all on the teammates and all that. But they also have to know what his skill set is, and that's why you practice, right? That's why you practice with your guy. What is he good at? What is he good at? How can I fit that into what we do? Oh, he's good at this? Cool. Right? I think if Yoko has played it, they probably sit back. They probably don't give all the opportunities that we saw today because they know better. And I think that's where Arteta has to figure out a way, right? Sometimes you say, here you go, I'll let you shoot. Why do they do that, right? Because they know you're probably not going to make it, right? That's what it seemed like today because we didn't make it. We didn't make those shots. And somehow they picked the right day, I guess. Because, we've seen Madueke shoot and score. We've seen Jesus shoot. I'm sorry, not Jesus, but we've seen Martinelli shoot and score. Today he was distributing a lot. Very good crosses into the box. I don't think he had too many shots, but I think we didn't take advantage of that. Martinelli was Martinelli was really good tonight. He just needed somebody to finish, and we didn't have that guy. Chris Nix, hey handsome chats, hey, hello to you, sir. Saliba was doing it all. Yeah. That's the problem. We're doing it all and we're like getting no goals. Yes, discuss and then move to the next. First leg away to Chelsea. See, I don't want you talking about January. We got a Brighton game that's just as important as the last 4 games we played, the last 10 games we played, the last 20 games we played. Every game is important. You know why? Because we need to win every game. Right? Right. Until you tell me the magic number and we hit that magic number, every game's important, right? Yeah, I'm not waiting to the next one for January. I don't care about January 14th. I care about our next game, which is this weekend, right, against Brighton.
Well, he's telling the whole story there, Gary. I don't think you're being fair to Ray.
All right, so he says first leg away to Chelsea, January 14th. Return leg 20 days later. So he's talking about
He's
February 3rd. The Emirates could be 2 completely different games that
Absolutely,
far apart.
he's right.
Yeah, but
think of how different. Remember the
no,
first
no. You
against
can't just jump.
Newcastle last year.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. He says yes, discuss it, and move to the next. Meaning we're not going to talk about.
No. You're thinking about all 4 competitions. He's talking about the Carabao Cup as itself as a single competition.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Tell it to me, and we can battle this one out.
No, I'm thinking about from these. This is the thing about these cup games, man. I think we talked about this last year, which was the opportunity missed by Arsenal to not bring in a striker because at the end of the day, I think if I'm not mistaken, was it we lost the game at home 2-0, and then we were like, okay, maybe a new striker comes in, which it didn't, and you lost, I think, or maybe it was 1-0 the first leg. But again, like the distance in between these legs of the Carabao Cup is drastically. You're talking two different teams, which again, I kind of like. I think drawing Chelsea is the best case scenario when it comes to that because I don't know, and I guess we'll get to the Gahey thing here in a second, teasing a little bit, but I don't know who Chelsea's going to bring in. I don't know who Arsenal's going to bring in. I don't know who City's going to bring in. I don't know who Newcastle's going to bring in. So, like, that January game is a whole lot different because the February game could be someone else bringing like a whole new dynamic. There's 20 days is a lot. I mean, that's a lifetime in football, in my opinion. Especially when you're like the games are connected to each other. Like, that's a big difference. But you're still in all four competitions, which again, you talked about competing on all four fronts. We're still doing it. I think the best way to look at these fixtures in this December and January window, and when I say the January window, I guess we could talk a cutoff of whenever we stop playing a game every 3 days, right? You got Brighton away, Villa at home, Liverpool at home, maybe, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
My point being, we need to tally points right now. We do need to worry about.
Do you need to what? Are you still there? He froze on me, I think. Or did I freeze? Can you guys hear me? It's like I think he froze. Or did I froze? I think I'm still talking. I don't think he's talking. All right, so maybe he froze. Maybe he'll be right back. Yeah, no, you know what? If you're thinking about just the cup games, yeah, personally, I don't. I think we've already left this one. So I think we'll be, we're playing a. I don't think Crystal Palace is at the Newcastle level the way they were playing last year. Sorry, the next game is Chelsea, but I don't know if Chelsea's as good as Newcastle was at this point in the year in this tournament. So we'll see. We shall see. You still there, Spencer? Oh, I think I lost a couple of people. Oh, I did lose them. There's a lot of people in the chat too. You guys just came in to say hi and bye. I know it's Christmas time, so but I'll keep chatting. You're right about that, Ray. That shot did come off an arm. I don't know where the defender could. I think the arm was up in front of him. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was like blocking a shot. Like it was coming right at his chest, and I think his arm was up in front. So when I looked at it, it didn't look like a penalty to me. It just looked like a. Well, it did hit the arm, but I don't think it declined a shooting a ball that was going to go through. So I wouldn't. I don't think that one would have been given. Okay. Oh, this is you talking about. Okay, this is where you brought up the Gahey stuff. Rumors circling that we are in for Gahey. I got yeah. Well, like why? I'll take him, but why?
The rumor is because when he scored the winner, he didn't celebrate.
No, I heard them talking about that, and they did bring that up, but I just think they just bring that up for dramatic effect.
What I think that is he's disgruntled with the club. That's it. Or maybe I don't think there's much into it. If the club's in for anything, it's an attacking player.
Yeah, no, I'd be surprised they go for him, but it would help ease any concerns we have for sure. But if you told me that you could go to a back three and your back three would be, Gahey, Saliba, and Margalez, I say, oh, I think we're good.
Yeah, again, the problem with this team, I don't think it's defensively. I think the problem is they don't finish their dinner.
Well, I hear what you're saying there, but then Arteta's looking at it like I lost my defenders and now I can't stop teams from scoring on me.
There is an Arteta tactic that I'm a big critical critic of, and it's to go up 1-0 and then let's just shut up shop and let's see what happens.
We haven't been able to do that since he's got here.
We were doing it well at the beginning of the year, but
we haven't been able to do that since he's got here. We don't change. We've been changing the way we play, and it hurts us every time. If we continue to play the same way we played for the first 90 minutes, it'll look exactly the same. The other team is scrambling, but we're still doing fine. That's kind of how I feel.
No, I
I
just
don't.
think it's a stupid tactic in general, regardless of how good you are. I know they made a song 1-0 to the Arsenal, but like a bounce. We're talking about a bounce. Like someone slips, and then now it's 1-1. Like
That didn't happen.
that's
That
the
didn't happen in this game.
no. But I'm saying the risk you're taking by only saying one's good enough. You're allowing potentially things that you can no longer control to impact the final score.
But he
Whereas
thinks he can control it because
if
his
you go up
defense has
2-0,
controlled it. He thinks he can control it because he controlled it for the first 80 minutes.
well, let's also flip back to the players too that aren't finishing what their chances. Also, that's also on them too.
And I'm going to tell you, the last two games we have given up goals late, right? And the Villa game, people will say Zubimendi made a mistake and Hankapie made a mistake late in the game that created a situation where
Mhm.
they got the goal. Today, Saliba gave away a foul late in the game that gave free kick that got them the header, which was then put away inside the box. Right? Does that happen in any other part of the game? It hasn't. And usually, that, for me, that's where I think when we change our mentality, you put your defense in, the odds start to go against you all of a sudden because what you're playing
Well, but we're
the odds.
also putting ourselves in this situation. As much as we critique Arteta, hey, we stop up shops and get it done. How many shots on target today? How many shots in general?
You know what?
So
Why
the
is it
players,
they get one shot on target and they score? How is that? A team's first goal against
put the
us is
ball in the back
usually
of the
their
net.
first shot on target in the last the last 3 games. The first shot on target is the first shot they make is a goal. That just sounds like that is what is that? You know what I mean? Like you said, if I'm the defense play, you've seen this before, right? In sport,
Yeah, but the
if
best
you're a
defense is good
if you're a
offense. Also.
defensive player, no, if you're a defensive player and you're holding a team to nothing, right?
Mhm.
And you look up the pitch and you see what nothing. Nah, no. You guys got to do better, right? We can't be defending like this and us saving us from getting goals scored against us, and you can't put a ball in the net. We have the ball almost twice as much as them. You're telling me you still can't put the ball in the net? We have 6 more shots on target than them. And you're telling me you can't put the ball in the net, right?
That's the problem today.
That's where that internal pressure comes from the team. Like, right, your teammates are looking at you like, we're doing everything we can on our side. You're gonna have to help us out. Because when we have a bad day, it can't be the defense was off. Because that's what happened in the Sunderland game, right? And in that first half of that game, the attack was terrible, right?
It just
Defense
as
was having
well.
a bad day. And it can't be that, okay, the defense has a bad day. All right, the offense will pick them up. The offense will have a bad day. No, somebody's got to
But
pick
the
up each
answer is
other.
scoring more than one goal and not allowing it to be left to we gave up a foul and now you put yourself in a favorable free kick. You should be able to be up 2-3-0
Mm.
with the amount of opportunities you had today, with the amount of shots and quality chances of everything that happened today. This team
Yep.
should have been up 3-0 at halftime,
Yep.
2-0 at the worst.
Yep.
And then you're kind of already like, if you give up a goal like that, you give up a goal like that. But when it's a one score game, you allow how do I say this? You allow weird shit to happen. You allow things that can now become out of your control to dictate what happens. It's 38 games. You're not going to protect all 1-0 leads for 38 games. So again, this is the Sunderland game, you're up 2-1. You farted it up in that you go 2-2. The Villa game, it's 1-1. You should see it out. You fart it up. You blow a 1-1 draw, whatever. And then the Wolves game, that's the one where it's a little bit less acceptable to me. Like that's the one that sticks out to me and glares. Wolves are so bad. 2 points on the year. I mean, just dire. Probably gonna maybe get less than Darby got. I don't know what'll happen, but like that's the one that makes no sense. Today, Palace is a good team, but at the same time, you didn't help yourself out. You put yourself in a situation where you had to go to penalty kicks, and it should have never gone that way.
Yeah.
Because if you don't handle your business early, I mean, again, it's like the rotation thing. I'm watching the Everton game on Saturday, which I thought we did well at. I mean, all things considered, it was a gritty, like disgusting, like kind of you know what I mean? It was a grinded out, just kind of um those like the thing that I saw the thing that I saw that was better today is you had more shots. You had more opportunities. You showed a little bit more willingness to take on a shot from all guys, really. I mean, there was nobody that was a passenger in my mind today. Whereas on Saturday, it just felt weird, and then like the Wolves game, it just didn't feel right. So, and the problem is the attackers are here, but this is the thing, like Martinelli, like how good was he today? And then the previous game, or the Wolves game, he's just kind of, like, so we know what we're going to get out of him. He's kind of like one good game, one bad game. That's the way I look at it, man. Like these, allowing it to be a 1 goal difference, just you take it out of your control. But there is a stat, and I was thinking about this because the last time this team gave up 3 goals was the Luton game. I think about was it 22 or 2 seasons ago?
Many moons ago. Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, again, if the answer is there is we're sound defensively enough, and I think Arteta's probably farting around with us too, trying to figure out who's going to give me what, looking for a spark, looking for creativity. I don't think he wanted to play Saka today or Rice. I don't think he wanted to play them at all. I legitimately wonder if you put the goals away in the first half, does Rice and Saka even see the field today?
No, they wouldn't see the field. I mean,
that's the problem. Like we're not helping ourselves either.
Yeah.
Benitez gets credit.
You know what? Here's the thing. It goes. It's not just. I mean, you change your squad with 8 players. You're not expecting it to click, right? So that's the problem with that part. I mean, the one thing you can say is, it doesn't matter if you have played with each other or not on the pitch. You got to finish your dinner. So that's on you. So all the shots that we took, Jesus, multiple shots, Madueke shots,
5 shots today. Timber 4 shots today.
So when Timber taking shots to me is ridiculous at this point, because he's not a shooter. So it's almost like when Ben Wright shoots, I'm like I'm happy if he scores, right? But Timber getting 4 shots, I'd like his defense, but I just that's the problem when one of your better defenders is getting 4 shots and Eze is getting 1. I think something's not right about that situation. I would get if Eze had 3 or 4 shots as well and Timber had 4. But I don't get how Eze gets only 1 and Timber has 4 in the scheme of a game that Eze is controlling. You know what I mean? I just doesn't make any sense to me, and and that's why we struggle because we got guys shooting that probably shouldn't be. All right. I mean, when you're looking at a City game, I don't know if you ever said Guardiola had 4 shots in the game. All right. Ruben Diaz had 4 shots. They used to get like 1 and they scored. You know what I mean? They don't get 4, I don't think. Maybe they do, but I just feel like, that you know what? Like I said, you'll let certain people shoot, right? Because they're probably less likely to score, and that's what it looks like. The best teams are the ones that go, all right, you know who the shooters are. Let's stop the shooters, and they go, I have an answer for that, and they still get the shooter the ball, right? Like Gyökeres. That's why Gyökeres. We need to figure out a way to get Gyökeres into these games because we know he can shoot. All right. Doesn't matter what the other team is doing. We have to find an answer to that. That's kind of what the whole strategy of football is. Somebody's trying to stop you from doing what you want to do, especially when you're good at it, right? Like people have been trying for years now to figure out how to stop us on a corner, and when we have certain players in the game, and it doesn't matter. They know where the ball. They know who's going to score, right? They know who our scorer is on crosses. Has it stopped anybody yet? No. You know why? Because we have answers for it. I don't understand how we can have answers for that, which we do what 8 times in a game, but an open play situation where Jokic is on the pitch for 60, 70 minutes, we can't figure out a way to get him balls in attacking positions. That makes no sense, right? You're working on the things that you don't do as much, and you do them really well. And the thing that you do for most of the game, you're struggling to find a place, and that's maybe it's beyond me how to do it, but that's what good teams do. That's what good managers do. They figure out a way to get the ball to their players in a good situation. Right? Today we did that. The players didn't finish, so you can't say that wasn't a problem. But Gyökeres, he needs to see that as well, right? And it can't be, well, what, he has to play like these other players that aren't as good as him at certain things. Doesn't make any sense, right? Oh, did I lost you.
No,
Or
you're good. I know. Again, I think the takeaway today is that they took the opportunities. Again, didn't finish them, but they were taken. So I think there's like some sort of, can you build on this? I think is the correct question, right? And the answer to me is yes.
I know you can build on every game.
Right. But I'm saying, like, I think we're starting potentially to turn a corner in my mind. Whereas, and my point being with this is you did deal with a low block in the first half. You had way more opportunities than you did against the Wolves game. So we're seeing, in my mind, progression.
Yeah.
I know it's not results on the I know you're not seeing multiple goals. I mean, it's a concern. It is a legitimate concern. I don't the freak out level of it right now. I don't know where like my meter is on it. Because to me, you're still first in the league, first Champions League. But the reality is, if you have your Wolves results or your performances where you don't finish your dinner, you play walking football, you're looking for this perfect shot that may never be there. Go make your perfect shot, right? If we're sitting here and that's the progression that you do for the next 3 to 4 weeks, you may not like where the table looks in 4 weeks. That's a possibility. I don't think it's going to end up like that, but my thing is there's going to be dips and ebbs and flows through a season. Maybe we're going through that flow now and we're about to come out of it. And you get Kai Havertz back yet. But again, this is the same thing with Jesus. Jesus interjected something new into the team, but at the same time, Jesus is who he is. He has limitations, but he also brings a lot of qualities. Same thing with Kai Havertz. He is who he is. And again, I think Ryan's chat was talking about it, but if Gyökeres is out there in that first half, I don't know if he puts those balls away. I like to think he would.
Well, that's a problem.
I also want to see.
So that means you didn't. So based on that means you didn't do your recruiting because supposedly that's what
No,
do.
Gary, you're missing my point. You're missing my point here. My point being is that I want Gyökeres to get the same service that we saw in the first half.
No, but you just asked the question just now. You just said, does he put it away? Which to me means you don't think that's why we brought him in.
No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid this thing. You know how we're like, well, if such and such played, everything would have been well. I don't believe in that.
No, that's not what we're saying.
That's what I'm trying to avoid saying that. I'm not saying, well, if Gyökeres is right there, he puts all 4 away. I'd like to think he would, but I want to see him do it. My point being is I think he can.
That's not.
I don't want to. But I'm trying to avoid the discussion of saying, well, if Victor Gyökeres had plays his first half, we're 3-0 up. I'm not saying that. My point being is that I want to see him with that same opportunities to fail or succeed that Gabriel Jesus and Madueke and all these people had today. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get.
Does that make sense? I'm not because I don't want it to be like, oh, Spencer thinks that Victor Gyökeres would just put everything away.
No. But you know what? That's actually not it. The problem is you get like even Haaland doesn't put balls away like at that rate. So that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is he needs to get the opportunities, right, to be able to take 4 shots in a game. That's what we need.
I'm saying.
He doesn't get opportunities to get 4 shots in a game, and then wonder why he's struggling to score. Well, because he doesn't get that many opportunities to shoot, right?
And I do believe that Jesus header, if that's Gyökeres on that header, that's a goal. I believe that.
Yeah. Maybe.
If Gabriel Magalhaes is out there and he receives that header, it's a goal.
No, but you see what the header is. The goal. You just praised the goalkeeper for making a really good save. The one save I think he did that was actually really good. That was the save. That probably saves. He probably saves it if Margules heads it in the same position, because that was like a perfect situation, putting that corner of the goal away. The goalkeeper's gonna have to reach down and get there. He got there, right? So I don't think that's
also wondering the speed of those different headers too.
Yeah.
But both things can be true. Benitez can still get his credit, whereas like I'm probably the only one that thought Eze was good today. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying I don't know if we put a poll out to the chat, I might be the minority on that. But I liked his movement. I liked what I saw. I thought Nogar was really good today. But again, let's get back to the whole thing here. I want to see that service for Gyökeres, so I can sit here and say I want to see that service so I can know whether we have a right striker or not.
Yeah.
Because right now there's still question marks. You've got a guy that scored a goal on Saturday, a great penalty. I mean, took it with great power. Pickford had no idea what was coming, missed it. So he's got 7 goals in 19 games for us. Yep. Maybe I can see the numbers pump up a little bit. Maybe, obviously, but there's still question marks, and fair question marks too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I go back and I'm looking at the stats right now. The last time he's taken 4 shots in a game was the Newcastle game when he took 6. And I think that was one of his better games. And
agreed on that one.
Right. I mean,
100% agree on that one.
So for me, if that's like you have your case study into what does it look like when he's having a good day, right? What does it look like when he's having a good day? He didn't score that day, but the way if you put him in that situation every other game, he's going to score more goals, I think. So, but he doesn't get that many opportunities, and he got three shots against Club Brugge, 1 against Wolves, and 2 against Everton. All right, he needs more opportunities to shoot, and I think one, if he holds up the ball, that might be an extra shot, because sometimes he's losing the ball. That's 2 or 3 times in a game he might lose the ball, where he might have an opportunity to shoot. But he has gotten the ball at his feet, which I think that's the problem. We put the ball in the air, he loses it. Same guy landing on him, they put the ball at his feet, the ball stays there. So it's kind of like I'm putting my hand out here for the ball, and you're bounce passing it to me, right? That's kind of what it looks like to me. Like I want it up here because this is where I want the ball. I can control the situation if I have it up here, but you put it on the ground, so now I have to go down, and I'm not as comfortable and as good.
He had a couple real good runs in that Everton game. Looking back on that seems like almost such a long time ago that game was. But I'm just glad, again, this is not an excuse. I'm glad we're sitting here talking about next round. We got the next round coming up. And I think, again, like I feel like this trophy is so important. Just because of the winning, it breeds that winning. These serial winners, they go and win these competitions, whether it's, I mean, think about the Knicks, right? I'm thinking about basketball right now, but the Knicks, they won that NBA Cup.
Yep.
They hadn't won a trophy in since the 70s, I think, or something.
Yep.
So what does that do to them? Come playoff time. Granted, it's a cup competition, whatever, and the NBA is something new, but the point being is it breeds that winning. And the same thing goes with these guys. I think this League Cup, the time. When is the final? Is that in April? If I'm not mistaken.
No. It's earlier than that. I think
March,
in February or March, you have a trophy.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like if you get that done now, and that's why I like the fact that they drew Chelsea, not Newcastle or Man City. They're going to Man City twice.
But you know what? We won an FA Cup having to go through City. So
we did. That was one game, not 2 legs.
Yeah.
That's the thing. 2 legs. Although I would, preferably, at the same time, thinking about it, like I'm not worried about any of those matchups. But if you want a more favorable, and I think Chelsea's to me is more favorable. Again, we could be sitting here in March and I look like an idiot saying that we should win at Chelsea, and Chelsea pumped us. I mean, what do I know?
It could happen to anybody. We
Yeah,
just we got nobody expected us to get killed like we did um, Newcastle last year, right? Nobody
yeah,
expected that, right? So, and that's what happened. So there is a there is a an issue there. So they like the final. They haven't put the final up there, but I know the like you said
I
the
feel like it's
semifinal.
March.
Let's see, February 3rd and 4th is the semi. I
Yep.
think it's a week after. So I mean, it possibly could be in February. If it's a month later, it's early. It's in March. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So but they haven't said it. They haven't put the date in there, which I thought was weird because I thought they would at least have the
Yeah,
date
the date.
for the final at least. But yeah, so I think yeah, we'll be fine. I mean whoever we play is people going to just say, for example, you're playing Chelsea, you look at what they won them in style football, right? So then, does it matter who we're playing? You know, Newcastle
No,
won a cup, right, in a cup style game, and then the City who just wins everything. So I kind of felt like it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be playing against a team who's comfortable with with playing in that situation. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, and the narrative is always going to be. I mean, especially with Arsenal, it's going to be like, well, I don't even see when the final is. I'm assuming it's March.
Yeah.
But anyway, and maybe the last weekend of February. But the narrative's going to be, look, you guys can't score from open play, or set piece FC, or this and that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't care at this point. Just find a way to win these games, and that's all I can ask for at this point. And today could you're looking at a penalty kick. Kepa saves that last penalty. You could be sitting here having a different conversation. The vibes are a lot different. And granted, I think your assessment on scoring goals is fair, but I also think it's also fair to move on to the next one and be thankful we're still winning. And you know, I I thought Saturday was pretty decent since we were talking
I,
about
I I get what you're saying, but that's not why I like talking about sports. Is to talk
no,
about something in the future.
no,
Like
no, no, no. No.
they're like I just watched the game and I want to get everything that I like. We just and analyze the game and then talk about it, and that's kind of why I'm happy to talk about what I saw, whether I liked it or not.
No, I
Right?
agree with you. No, 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 I'm not saying you're wrong either. I think you're okay to do that. I think we see it a little bit differently, but also I think both viewpoints are valid. I
Yeah,
think
because
if you're sitting in this chat tonight and you're like, that wasn't good enough, well, yeah, I can buy that. If you're sitting in the chat and you're like, oh, man, glad we got through on to the next one, okay, I think that's fair as well.
yeah. Well, we're going to talk about it. That's
But
why we do. That's
go
why we
ahead,
do.
Gary.
That's why
Go.
we
No,
do.
no,
No,
no.
that's why we do that. That's why we do this,
No, I
right?
know, man. I
I,
know.
I, I want to move on to the next, but then that like I'll move too far, and I always think I'll move maybe to the next game, but I don't care about what's happening a week after that just yet, right? Because the next game
Yeah.
is as important as
Oh,
what we
this
just saw.
Brighton game is huge. This Brighton game is
So
huge.
every game we play from here on out, like I said, until you tell me we win this game, we don't need to worry about winning that trophy. We won it. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it anymore. We won it. It's done. That trophy's done. All right.
Yeah.
Until you get to that point, and then like that's three finals and a magic number. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. So you make it to three finals and you win that game, you got a trophy. You make it to a certain
Yeah.
point in the season where it don't matter what other teams do. You've already won the league. That's what you want as well. So yeah, no, it was a tough watch. I actually went to the cardiologist today when the game had started.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, should I even be listening to this game? Because I couldn't really watch it the whole time while I'm going to the cardiologist. Especially the fact that for like the first 26 minutes while I was actually, it was probably about 30 plus minutes before I saw the doctor after I arrived. And we hadn't done any, we had opportunities, but we hadn't put the ball away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, yeah, like whatever whatever mentality, whatever instruction we put into our defense, we have to do the same thing in our attack. We are shorting ourselves out. Like whatever you're like, and that means either we don't have the right people there to help us with our attack. I don't think it's the players anymore. I think it's we don't have the right people managing and coaching these guys up in the
Mm,
attack. You know what I mean? I think because we have talented players, right? Nobody can tell me a 97 goal scorer all of a sudden can't get a final ball for him. And Eze, who's timely and is a moments player, can't get. He's shown time again that he will put the ball in the right spot for us, right? We've seen Martinelli score late in games to finish it off, right? Trossard when he's healthy gives us something. The only person in attack that I have questions about is Erdegaard. I don't know what he gives us in attack as much. You know, I don't know. Not enough. Not as much. Not enough for me to feel like our attack is better when he's on the pitch. But otherwise, I think everybody else has a. They have a. We know if you bring on in where he's going to shoot first and ask questions later, right?
it always comes
I
back
think.
to Weary.
Yeah, no, I love them all though. All the attackers, they'll give me.
I mean, I'm an Odegaard fan. I am. Because I like what he does as far as what he brings to the press. I think he does add a dimension on the offensive side. Again, I've asked for Eze and Odegaard at the same time. Why not? I want that. I think that would open up levels if you had them both as your eights
Yeah.
and then had Rice just sit back there. Mm, I want that. It's not going to happen. It's going
No,
to be limited,
no, it
but
should happen. It's not that it's not going to happen. It should happen. I mean,
it's not going to be the regular go-to. But again, a moment like that, you throw Odegaard and Eze on there at the same time. But that game, I'm starting to think back. I don't know if it's the coaching. I mean, maybe not. I just feel like these guys don't have confidence, and I'm talking like I mean, Jesus makes sense because Jesus has been gone for a knee injury. He's got confidence again. Like remember how players used to talk like when they had an injury, like they had this timidness about potentially re-injuring it.
hmm
Like I think Todd Gurley was a prime example. I heard someone say Todd Gurley like blew his knee out and he was never the same player afterwards. He didn't trust himself anymore.
yep, yep.
So like I wonder how where Jesus is mentally just in general. So I'm going to give him a pass because he's brand new back to it. But like Martinelli, I got to give Martinelli credit. Like that kid has confidence, regardless of whether he's got it or not. Madueke, I mean, Saka, they just man, I wonder like you. I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is, but I feel like eventually a floodgate's going to open.
I hope so. I hope so.
I mean, I'm not sitting here thinking that it's exactly there's going to be like what's the moment you're looking for? Like a moment where just everything breaks through. But again, like you put the ball on the target so many times, man.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, like the keeper's going to go the wrong way. You would hope, but
Yep.
we have a lot of like it's like the keeper has a magnet on him. And it's like, hey guys, by the way, you don't score a goal by hitting the keeper. You score a goal by getting it by the keeper. So
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And
it's too
we've got BBK, got Tehran in the house. Thanks for joining us. Says happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to you. I know you're on this side of the country. You said you're in. I think you said New York, but welcome to this side of the world. I know it's a little. It's about 3 hours ahead of what you're used to, but that's all right. So thanks for joining. Yeah, it's here just chatting about. We were going to chat about both games, but I think the last game sounds like the last game. Not that the previous game wasn't just as important because we need the 3 points there. But moving on, everybody can talk about how the game went, but then we at the end of the day, hopefully we're not even talking about that anymore. We're talking about this shiny metal thing in our hands. You see, Ray says, I'm with Spencer. We're going to score a few soon, but our levels right now are own goals. And, our level right now is we will score goals however we score goals. It's not own goals. It's not penalties. We were called Set Piece FC at one point. We were called open play at one point.
throw in.
We were called own goal at one point, right? We called penalty FC. We done. You know what? Guess how many different ways there are to score. We've done all of them. Does that mean the goal costs less? No, no, they cost the same amount. They worth the same amount, right? And if you play enough football and you put enough pressure on somebody, you're gonna get own
Yeah.
goals. If you put enough pressure on somebody, you're gonna get corners. If you put enough pressure on people, you're gonna score from open play. We'll take whatever you give us. But the
Yep.
problem for me is we need to just continue to put pressure on the other team. Like today, we got an own goal. Why? Because we put pressure on the other team.
Yep.
Right? We put pressure on
Create
the other team.
chaos.
We had three and four players in the box in that spot, right around the spot,
Mhm.
all scrambling to try to get a goal. And the same way that we didn't score against Villa, again, the same way Villa scored against us late in the game,
Mhm.
looks exactly like today when we scored when the goal got scored, right? Except for they kicked, the opponent kicked it in today. The opponent kicked it in both times, right? One counted against us, this one counted for us, right? But it's because we put pressure on them, right? You put enough pressure on somebody, they're gonna put the ball in the net, but you got to put the ball towards the goal, And Saka put a really good cross in there, and Calafiori got a nice header on it, a ping pong, boom, ball goes in. So and that's where that's why the performance is really good in the sense that we gave ourselves opportunities to score. Sometimes we never do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have like 12 and 13 shots and barely any where you thought even the way the goalkeeper even got an opportunity to save it. So we're taking this one. We have to learn from it. Like I said, we have to figure out. I guess we have to figure out what our best attacking four is, and play them as much as possible. Right? If you said as it today played really well, if that was Erdogan playing today in that situation, do you think it looks the same? Do you think it looks better? Do you think it looks worse? Right now I think it would look worse. Right now I think it would look worse. But
I think the thing that I would say to
I'll be
counter.
right back. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
You
go
keep
ahead
going.
and read. I'm gonna read something about the Everton game, Gary. So
Go
I'll
ahead. Go ahead.
waffle for a couple minutes.
No, yeah.
So I was just doing a little breakdown here. I was, because obviously we're talking about the Everton games here. This is what WhoScored.com said about Everton. They said they stole the ball often from the opposition. Their weaknesses, they were poor at fishing. They lost possession often. And they attacked down the right side, favored long balls, and favored through balls. Here's Arsenal. Team had no significant strengths. Weakness on the day, poor at finishing. They attacked down the left side, dominated possession, and favored short passing. And I didn't. Let me see what we got for today. Let's see for the Crystal Palace game. Strengths today were considered. Oh, they don't have that. Let me see here. I'm trying to find it. Still working on it. All right. It doesn't have a breakdown for today yet.
But I'm here. I'm listening. I'm just taking my medicine. So
you're fine. Do what you got to do. But yeah. So looking at the Everton game, because I kind of want to go back. I know that was last week too, or last Saturday, 3 days ago. But we don't really have a match report really for today's. But from a statistical standpoint, I'm trying to find the actual how many shots we had in the game.
I can tell you that. So
for some reason, I'm not. Go ahead. If you got
it. We had 13 shots.
Okay.
They had 5.
Okay. How many on target from us though?
We had. Let's see. 2 big chances. We had 2 shots on target to their 1. So we had almost triple the number of shots, and they had half the number of shots on target. So yeah, we didn't do so good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, because I guess we're going to talk about the Everton game as well. Do you think the penalty? Do you agree with that was a penalty on the another one they didn't call on Saliba?
I think I said it. I think I wouldn't have been upset if they gave it. Because probably if it was my player. If it was the other way around, I probably would want to get the penalty for it. But I also wanted to know, and this is I said this on Dan's show. You know what what is the call? What is the call? When they say um, when they say we're given a penalty, what is the actual call? What is the reason for the what is the reason for the penalty?
See, I felt it wasn't a penalty, and here's why. Because
Yeah.
I felt like
No,
Barry
no, no. But
just
answer
lost
answer
control
my
of it.
question, and then you can go. What if they had called it? What would be what was if they had called it and said it's a penalty? What is the reason why it was a penalty?
Probably reckless challenge, maybe, but
Was it
not to the.
was it reckless though?
I mean, when you put your foot that high in the air, does
Where do
that?
you think the players? Where do you think the attacker's leg was?
Oh, I know. That's why I said it wasn't a foul because he
No, no,
kicks
no,
the
no.
ball
You
with
just
his
said
leg and
you just
his.
said that Saliba was dangerous
But
play
you
from
asked you
Saliba.
asked if they were going to make the call, what would it be? And I would
Yeah.
assume that would be what they would call that
No, but
if he kicked.
and my comeback to that is, but so that means the offensive player can put his leg in in
Again,
a dangerous
he lost
situation.
control of the ball, in my opinion. I saw it and I was like,
Not,
I
not
I
only
don't
that,
even
but he's kicking it away from the goal. He's
like
not kicking it.
he had kicked the ball, right? And by the time Saliba kicks him, the ball was already probably 10, 15 feet in the air. And then finally, once Barry realizes I've been kicked, he goes he goes down to the ground. You're like, okay. Um
Yeah.
so I don't think it was a penalty. I know people say we got away with one, but I don't think so. I think it was the right call in my opinion. I think it'd have been soft. Again, the one that they called on, remember Saliba? They called one in the Brighton game last year. On maybe it was 2 years ago. It was him and I can't think of the kid. A good place for
Pedro, right?
yeah. I thought
João
that was a
Pedro one.
soft penalty. The head-to-head stuff, like that
Yeah.
was a
Well,
bad call.
you know what I find weird sometimes is, sometimes it's shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah,
so it's okay, right?
yeah.
And then sometimes it's not, but it's the same play. Like I said, this one I don't know what the call is, why the penalty is given, right? I don't know. Like if somebody could tell me what the penalty, like when they say here's the penalty, what is it for? Because it can't. Was it for late kicking? He wasn't late. He's actually the one with the ball in front of him going to kick at it. He's just slow. So what is it? He's slow, and that's why. So you're slow to kick. So that's why a player jumps in front of you, gets the ball, and now you've created a foul. They put themselves in a situation where you're kicking at the ball. You're slower than them because you think you got time. They get in before you. They get to it first. You kick them. Isn't it? What's the difference between that and a coming together? What's the difference between that and two players going for the ball at the same time and there's going to be a collision?
Here's another one for you, Gary. There's another one for you. So you even think about if that's in the middle of the field, they probably give that.
Yeah, and that's
So
the
like,
problem. That is the problem right there.
yes, is there degrees of fouls? Do you know I heard the commentator on CBS, like it's Paramount, right, talking about this game today and why it was so good from a like neutral perspective as far as like the physicality of it. There was no VAR.
Yeah,
I'm not an advocate for no VAR, but what I am an advocate for is VAR being used in a proper manner. Don't use VAR to relitigate things.
yeah.
Whereas I feel like players are used to VAR catching everything, and that is literally, I think, the problem with VAR. So that was what was said about this game today, is that they said it felt a little bit more like the way it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like how VAR relitigates things, and in that one
well, you see, it's not even It's what I call it is re-refereeing the game, right, or making the game perfect.
It's not legal. Yeah,
I like to say, making the game perfect. Like, let's make sure we catch everything. And it's like that's not the way the game works.
Well, how many times have we seen a scoring play, right? And they go in there and They draw the offside line, and then they look to see if there was a foul in the build-up. And it's like, do you not want to give the goal? Is that what we're doing here at this point? Because we watch a lot of other goals that happen, and VAR will check things out, but not to the same level of extent. I mean, the Newcastle one, I don't want to go into the referees are against this because whatever. What is that, Billy Zane? You make your own luck? Whatever. It's an office joke, but point being is the Newcastle game. They tried to reofficiate that whole thing. You know, was Gabriel getting fouled? Was the ball out of bounds? Like, remember, it was just like, what are we doing here?
Yep.
Do you not want to give the goal? Because if you don't want to give the goal, just say we don't want to give the goal and we're looking for a way to get rid of it. Just be honest.
Yep.
But again, so I don't think it was a foul. I mean, some people. I mean, I heard what you said that if they'd have given it, they wouldn't have been mad. I just remember sitting here and cussing at the TV like at Barry because he basically was looking for fouls the whole game. And Saka does that too at times, 100% does, but Saka gets kicked a lot too. This Barry guy was just diving as much as possible. But it's a big. I still think that Everton game's a big win. You know,
the one reason why it is big is because we haven't
been successful at there.
No, well, the I think we are halfway now. I think the last 6 games we played, or there's a 6-game stretch where we only got 1 point. So far, we've gotten 3. Or sorry, not 3, at least 6, or maybe 9. I can't remember if the Crystal Palace was in that list. But in the last, I think it was like a 6-game stretch in Premier League, right? So it's the next. Let's see here. Let me go look at the games here.
You're talking against Everton or just in general?
No, I think it's Premier League because they were looking at the point difference, right? So
did you drop the Villa? You dropped the points to Chelsea.
Wolves, Everton, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Villa, and Bournemouth is a 6-game stretch. We got 1 point, I believe it was, or 2 points in those same games last year, right? Right now we've got 6, right? So we are way ahead of what we did last year in terms of these teams in the same situation, same game state, same location than last time. So if you think about what we got, like how many points we were short of winning the league last year and what it's going to take this year, it's what we want to do. We want to do better. We want to do better than what we did last time up, right? So far, Wolves, Everton, won both of them. Next up, Brighton and Villa, both home games.
1 away, 1 home. Brighton at away.
No. Brighton and Villa are home games.
Is Brighton? I thought Brighton was at the Amex.
Brighton and Villa are home games.
All right, I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'm looking at it here. So we play both. So you play 3 home games in a row. Crystal Palace first one, squeezed through, got that one done. Now we play Brighton, and we play Villa. 2 big games. One, because we need to get back off the snide. We need to figure out how to play some football, attacking wise. And then Villa, we need to redeem ourselves from the last game we played against them. Sleeve will be there. We're gonna have all the available attackers. We got Jesus. Today I didn't want Jesus to start today because I didn't think it was going to go so well. I don't think he started this game. I don't know if he gets to play in the next one.
He's not a starter for me.
I think we have to manage him.
I think Jesus works. To me, Jesus works well in some of these like Champions League games too, where it's like a very wide open, less physical, especially some of these group stage games.
This isn't a game then for him then, based on what you're saying. Right?
Do you want today's game?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have started him today. I mean, I don't think you're okay. No, so I probably start him, but I probably don't play him as long as he did. I think for me, and again, this all depends on whether they had finished what they were supposed to finish. If we're sitting here and it's 3-0 at halftime, keep playing, young man. I'm okay with it, right? But if we're still sitting at 0-0 at 45 minutes, my thought process at that point is like, all right, I want to see Gyökeres on. Maybe, I didn't want to go to Odegaard, Rice, and Saka today if I didn't have to.
Yeah, the thing is, the players that are usually the players like these players aren't hungry enough because they didn't and I think Arteta kills it or Arsenal kills it in terms of what we see, right? Madueke gets a brace and gets 0 minutes in the next two games. So
Mhm.
whatever confidence he just built up, gone. You just killed it. You just killed it. You can't you can't when a guy's hot, right? You keep going to him, right? You keep going to him when a guy's hot, right?
On
You
the
don't
flip side of that, I think you're right because I think Madueke should have got some time in the last two games. Moreno, when Yorkeros was ready to go, we should have moved to Yorkeros instead of, even though Moreno was the hot
Yeah.
hand.
And that's the thing. I think
That's because you're playing with it's again. I think I heard someone say this. I don't know who it was. It's not original thoughts. I'm not taking credit for this, but you don't keep the spare tire on your car. You go buy a new tire. You use the spare tire when you need it, and Moreno is the spare tire when you're looking for a striker. But you are 100% right on Madueke. Had the two goals, and they weren't just cheap goals either. They were really beautiful open play goals, good shots. Martinelli had a good shot. Martinelli got the time, and Madueke didn't. Does Arteta prefer Madueke on the right versus the left? Maybe. But at the same time, I also wonder in some of these games too, if it ain't working with Saka and ain't working with Odegaard, pull the plug when it's time to pull the plug. And trust that Madueke can potentially get the job done for you.
Yep.
Because you saw it in the Champions League game, and was that Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich. You brought in Madueke, you brought in Martinelli, I believe, and they got the goals for you. So if they can do that against Bayern Munich, considered the best team in Germany, why can't they do it against Aston Villa?
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to Aston Villa. They're in this title race too, but Bayern Munich are like pedigree. And if you're willing to do it against them, take that chance, I guess, at Villa. Take that chance against Wolves, right? Like that Wolves game. And again, I don't want to do the Arteta in, Arteta out thing. I'm not, by bringing this up, I'm not doing that. But again, if it's not working, man, and Sack has been out there for 75 minutes and we haven't gotten a shot or something, and pull him and put someone else out there. Give someone else an opportunity that may be hungry. It doesn't mean you're punishing Saka. You're not punishing these guys.
It's called player management. Players have to know that I will pull you.
Yeah.
If you're not performing, and you should know that you're not performing, and this is where I'm pulling you. You got to come out. You got to come out. And then you know what? I think when players know this, they play like the best managers, coaches are the ones that will. The players know that if they're not performing, they're out, and that happens in every sport, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens in the sports where when somebody like the Patriots, if the manager, the coach is screaming at Tom Brady, guess what? They're going to be screaming at me too, all right? And so I need to perform as well. So joining the stage, we are now party of three, is Tony.
It's Tony.
Tony has joined us, folks. He was out doing some illegal business. Don't explain it. You put it in the chat, and I don't know why you did that. Don't even think about it. Don't even say it. Don't say it.
Was it Thailand or Korea?
No. It's not even talk about that. But I shouldn't even have brought it up myself. But yeah, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Fair enough. I'm doing all right. Better than Arsenal falling asleep at the end of the game there.
That's the crazy part is Arsenal is making football, making us fall asleep watching the football. It is not fun to watch, not entertaining. You know what? I don't even want entertaining, but I want to feel like we're going to have a chance to win.
And you know what happened, Gary? I fell asleep at the 86th minute.
You fell asleep when they brought Rice on, essentially, is what you're saying, because Rice came on around the same time.
Yeah.
And Arteta hasn't figured out that, guess what? Bringing in a defender late in the game doesn't help. It's like it's like making a sub before the corner, right? They always tell you don't do that, right?
You seen what Palace did? They put on two attackers and it made the team better.
When did they put on 2 attackers? Because I heard them say that, and it's not 2 attackers. They replaced the guy that was getting ripped to shreds by Martinelli, and then they brought on a midfielder.
No, they said they were attackers.
No, you know, I saw that. I heard them say that, and then I looked, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about because I didn't see these players that they're talking about coming on. Like, here's their substitutions. Here's what late in the game. Oh, you're right. In the 86th minute, they brought on an attacker and they brought in a midfielder. They
Yeah,
brought
but,
in Will Hughes.
but earlier
right.
they said they brought on a
No, at halftime, right? Right around halftime, they brought in 2
Yeah.
players. One was a defender and one was a midfielder, right? The defender was to replace the guy who was getting shredded by Martinelli. So I know that. So that's why I thought they said it.
But I don't think
Here's the
he
thing: we
normally
brought on
plays
a defender late in the game. They brought on 2 attackers they brought an attacker at one point, and then they later on brought on a midfielder. And guess what? They got the goal. And I think Arteta is not realizing that if they're not in by 80 minutes, let the game play out. That's why if you think there's an opportunity for them to maybe come back into the game, you put your player on and give them enough time to actually get into the game before bad things could happen, right?
Yeah.
We did that against Sunderland. Guess what? It didn't work either. Like, no, don't do that anymore. That's not, you bring a player in late in the game if you want to give him some minutes to get a sweat, right? But not to see out a game. Not like, I don't think to see out a game we bring on players in the 80th minute, unless somebody's injured. Yeah, unless somebody's hit the red. But none of these guys should have hit the red because they hadn't played football. So.
I don't know. I don't know why he does it. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
You're trying to close out a game. I would be going for an extra goal. I mean, you know your defense is steady, so why do you need to take out a defender to put another one on?
Yeah.
Hey, get out of there! Can't step on my tile.
Who's he talking to?
A little 4-legged creature.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I am.
Yeah, but just that slow build up.
Well, you know what? I'll agree. I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that I thought we didn't finish our dinner today. We weren't clinical today. I would say that. So we did put ourselves in situations to score. We actually did take these shots. But it sounds like we need to take, we took 25 shots. We took 25 shots today. Sounds like we need to take 30 plus shots to get an opportunity to score more than one goal. And even said that we didn't even score a goal today.
And it's just like on a weekend, we only had two shots on target.
Yeah, and that can't be. That's got to be something wrong with the players. The players playing together on the pitch, the scheme, right? At least the things that you can control. You can control which players you put on, whether they work together, and what they're supposed to do, right?
I still think it's mainly he micromanages it. Then it's this is a plan. This is how we're gonna play. Come hell or high water, this is what we're gonna do. And he's very, very seldom varies away from that.
I hear you.
And I hate that you're trying to rest players, but you end up basically playing your full starting team because you make with subs. I mean, he's done that in the past where it's like you're in the League Cup, you don't need to be starting.
Well, no, we need to rotate players, so we're going to need to rest players. So I don't necessarily disagree with what he did in that respect. I think we needed to rotate our players. I don't know about rotating 8 players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
in a cup match like this. If we're playing Portsmouth and we rotate, I'm all for it. If we're playing, was it Club Rouge, right? And we rotate 8 players, I get it. But Crystal Palace, I don't think there's any Premier League top level teams that we're rotating 8 players in and thinking, we should be able to get by,
Nope.
right? I don't think we should be doing that, but I do think we should rotate. I mean, I think somebody needed to come out. If that meant the midfield come out, perfect. That still means Partey. It's not Partey. I got Partey in my head, but that means like Saka probably starts, right?
Yep.
Like for me, you can't have like Saka, Rice, Zubamendi, Gabriel, Gyökeres for me because I think he's important out of the game all at the same time.
Nope.
Unless it's a scrub we're playing. Like when we play Portsmouth, those guys should sit, right? I know it's like the first game in the FA Cup, but we have to be able to compete with our squad players in a cup match at Portsmouth.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument Arteta thought the 8 players could get it done. And to defense to him, they had all the opportunities. I mean, the first half, they peppered that goalkeeper, right? So it's the gamble the manager has to take. But
so after the first 45
our next 3 games,
you watch 45 minutes of that. So then you don't change anything? Like nothing? Like you don't look at that and go, you know what if I bring Gyökeres in at halftime and let him play? Nothing changes. Continue to do the same thing you were doing. Gyökeres is there now.
I think the concern is like what happened at the second half. Like it's almost like they did everything they needed to do in the first half to score goals. They didn't do it, and then they came out flat in the second half, or Crystal Palace made adjustments or whatever. But again, like this is one of those deals where like if you take care of business in the first half, those guys get to have that long rest. I mean, I don't know. Can you get away with 8 players with Portsmouth? Because if you look at the games around that one, you've got, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have the schedule memorized, but I know we have Brighton next, Villa next after on the 30th, and I believe the 3rd is Liverpool. And then I believe we have a game on the 8th.
No, here we go. So we play Liverpool on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Portsmouth, which is our cup match away on the Sunday, and then a week later we play Nottingham Forest. So
there's no game on January 3rd.
No, on the 3rd is Bournemouth.
Okay, so Liverpool is the 8th.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So I was wrong. All right.
Yeah. So, but the Portsmouth game is a short week, right? And it's away, and then we have a week off after that. So for me, it doesn't even matter what's going on in between there. It might be a game where you give people a rest. Maybe they come in the second half. Got Redaholic game in the house.
So that would put you Brighton, Villa, 3rd. So you get 1, 2, 3 days off.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's around those games. Portsmouth, you should be able to rotate your players.
Yes.
If they played anything like they did today, that goalkeeper should not look like Benitez. I shouldn't hear the goalkeeper's name over and over and over again because of the saves he's making. Okay.
And that's the prime age for a goalkeeper, from like 32 to 36. That's when they hit their prime, a lot later than what a midfielder does. Center back's a little closer to late 20s, early 30s. But goalkeeper, I mean, he did a hell of a job.
Well, you don't have a week off there after the FA Cup game. Your first leg of that semifinals right there in Chelsea. And then you've got...
Oh, is that the updated schedule now? We play...
Yeah, January 14th, you got... Yep. So, yeah, you should be able to rotate that.
No, you have to rotate that.
Well, you're going to have to anyway. You're going to have to because you've got Chelsea that first leg, and then you got the 17th, you got Nottingham, but then you have Inter on the 20th, and then Man United the 25th.
I think we're top 4 because even if we drop points in Enter, we play Karak Almaty
Yeah.
at home, and if we don't get a point or 3 out of that, right now I think we're 3 points ahead of second. So all we have to do is get another 3 points, and we pretty much have settled into the first 2 spots. So
Yeah. It feels like the games are like. It feels like January's busier than it used to be. Is it? Am I the only one that feels that way?
It's been that way for the last maybe 4 years. It's
2
been
years.
busier.
It
3-4
feels.
years.
Yeah. It just feels like I remember, like in the past, like after Christmas would pass and New Year's and everything, is like you'd have your FA Cup game, and then it was almost not an international break, but it would go back to one game like a week.
no.
And now it's
No, I
feels
mean, I'm looking at
overwhelming.
the
But
schedule. I'm looking at the schedule from last year,
Mhm.
starting with basically um,
but normally you would
in
have
December. We had a game every 3 to 4 days, all the way
Right.
through to February, all the way through, basically all the way through. Like February, I'm going February, even March until there was an international break in March. That's what it is, and a game every 3 to 4 days. And if we did have a break, sometimes we have like maybe a. I guess we did have a 1 week break in February, but most of the time, every 4 days, we had a game. So yeah. So that was last year, right?
just no more warm weather visits
No,
this
none of that.
winter.
No, not this time around. We'll be working. It is. Tony, you did come in late, but we are going to have to get ready to go. I know you came in a little late. It's 75 minutes. Not 75 minutes. It's an hour and 45 minutes now.
But I do have one thing to say. But
Yep.
the new guy they brought in for recruitment and signing players, doesn't look like you want to cross that guy. He looks like he would fit fine in one of the Godfather movies. It's just like he
What do you
looks like one
mean?
of those. He looks like if you don't put pen to paper, you might end up being missing.
Oh, well, maybe we'll get our man then. Yeah, if that's the case, then maybe we just get our man. I'll well,
No negation at all. It's like no haggling over.
yeah.
Let's raise our bid by £1 million. It's like
We'll see. Well, we are.
they're taking 10 million off of it because they're scared.
We'll see. We'll see about that. We're on a 4-game winning streak, so this is a good. We're back on winning ways right now. It's been a while since we've won 3 in a row, much less 4. So we're at 4 again. What does it say? We're at a hot game. It's because of the Champions League extended fixtures. Oh, that's right. The 2 extra games have made it such that we don't have any breaks anymore. Correct. That is correct. And some teams don't even. And some teams have to play 2 extra games, right? So even worse for them. But Tony, we are going to get out of here. So I'm gonna let you have your say first, sir. Talk about whatever, and then we'll let Spencer have a say.
Just relax, enjoy your family, enjoy the holidays, and for those that get down, just ask people how they're doing. Go extra mile to reach out to people, and just enjoy the time.
Cool. Spencer, what say you?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and enjoy your family.
Cool. Yep. And say happy holidays to everybody in the chat, everybody who checks us on replay, everybody that's been with us throughout this journey we've been on for the last couple of years. Happy holidays to your Spencer and Tony, to you and your family and friends.
Yep.
And thanks for joining me once again on this one of the trips on the DWTT channel. We'll do this again next Monday. Arsenal will have played 2 games by then, right? No, just a 1 game. No, just a 1 game. By the time we chat again, we will have played Brighton because I think we play Villa on Tuesday. I'm not doing. I'm going to try not to do Tuesday shows consistently. I mean, it seems like it works. I mean, I still get get the same people joining and get the same close joining. So, but we'll try and do the Monday. We play Villa. We play Villa. Yeah, the Tuesday after next week's show.
When the fixtures stack up like this, it's almost better to be on Tuesday, but we're on Monday show, so we're not.
Yeah, I like the Monday because it gets the last. We get to talk about the last game. Like today, we didn't even really talk about the previous game as much. So that's the thing. So it is what it is. So either we talk about the previous game or talk about the game we just watched. So, but everybody will be back again in a week. Happy holidays to you. We'll be everybody on Thursday. Is it? Yeah, on Thursday we'll be doing this, hanging out with their family, unless they're doing other things. But enjoy the time, and we will see you on the next one. And we're out.
Life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. There you go.